Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another election prediction. This time we have President Joe Biden up against Chris Christie, former governor of New Jersey. So, Chris Christie, again, I don't think he's the best candidate. I think a lot of Trump supporters, if he wins the primary somehow, will definitely feel that Chris Christie attacked Trump way too much, and I could see him just underperforming Trump in a lot of these states. Even though that CNN poll shows him actually leading Biden. I think that poll kind of oversampled Republicans. I really doubt that Chris Christie's leading by 2 and Nikki Haley's leading by 6. But then again, there's a lot of undecideds there that are probably very hesitant. I could see as Chris Christie continues to attack Trump, he would probably go down in the polls. Again, he would definitely anger a lot of populist Republicans in the Rust Belt, which a Republican needs to have a win in Wisconsin, Michigan, or Pennsylvania to win the election, unless you are Glenn Youngkin, who could just win in Virginia and win the election. But again, a Republican candidate needs a win in the Rust Belt to win. But let's start off with the first few states. So Colorado, New Mexico, you're safe Democratic. I really don't think Chris Christie would make the right inroads here. Again, he attacks Trump for being... Well, he attacks Trump, and that would anger a lot of populist Trump voters. While he pretty much holds a lot of just conservative positions anyway, he really isn't a moderate in any sort of regard of like that at all. But again, I just don't see him doing well in both those states. Virginia, that's the one state which is a lot more establishment. I could see a Chris Christie, an establishment Republican, doing a lot better in Virginia than elsewhere. This is the one state where attacking Trump wouldn't really hurt him. In Iowa, again, Iowa's so much of a lost cause that even Chris Christie, a weak Republican candidate, could probably still win Iowa by a likely Republican margin. Probably only win it by 5. Yes, he has that much of a reduction in support because a lot of populist Trump voters really wouldn't be that enthused to turn out for him. I could see rural turnout being a bit lower for Christie. But again, it's just such a Republican state. Nebraska's second probably still would be lean Democratic. Could see him doing a bit better here. Attacking Trump probably wouldn't hurt him as much. In Ohio, attacking Trump would very much hurt him in Ohio. Could see him only winning it by 4, honestly. In Maine at large, again, I think it'll be just likely blue. Well, Chris Christie has a narrow win in Maine second. Could even go down to tilt, honestly. Could see rural turnout plummeting that bad for him. In New Hampshire, I have this as a lean Democratic state. Again, Christie spends a lot of time in New Hampshire. I think that would pay off for him in a general election. But then again, those Trump voters, a lot of them wouldn't want to be willing to vote for Chris Christie. We could see that drop there. That's why he loses in New Hampshire. If all those Trump voters voted for him, he would probably be able to narrowly flip New Hampshire as well, just with the independents. But in Florida, he would still be quite favored. I would have it as a 3 to 4 point Chris Christie victory. Same with Texas. I think he would actually probably do a bit better in Texas than Florida. Again, they like more establishment Republicans, and attacking Trump probably wouldn't hurt him as much in Texas than it would in Florida. Again, Florida is Trump's home state. I could see that hurting him a bit. Alaska I'd have as likely Republican. You could see rural turnout dropping for Christie quite a bit, but I could just see him winning over those independent voters there. Okay. Let's see. Nevada and Arizona. I see Nevada probably going against Christie and Arizona also. Again, it just boils down to Trump voters siding against Christie in both of these states. Minnesota through Pennsylvania, he just isn't as populist as Donald Trump. I could just see him being way too establishment of a Republican, and that would just definitely hurt him in Minnesota. Would hurt him in Michigan. Probably not as much as it would hurt him as DeSantis. He wouldn't perform as bad as DeSantis would in Michigan, that's for sure. But Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, I just don't think he has any real shots at winning here, just with how much he's attacking Trump in this primary. Georgia and North Carolina, I could see attacking Trump actually working a bit in Georgia, which is why I have it as tilt Democratic. But in North Carolina, with rural turnout being a bit lower, I could see Christie maybe underperforming here by quite a bit, but I still think he has a narrow tilt Republican victory. So 303 to 235, same map as the 2020 election. It's probably quite likely we see this map make a repeat in 2024 at this point. First time that no states flip in a presidential election in quite a while, maybe ever. I'm not really sure about that. But overall, this is my prediction. It's Biden versus Christie. Let me know what you think of this video in the comments below. I would highly appreciate it if you to subscribe to the channel. I really want to hit 1,000 subs this year in 2023, and I think that's possible. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.